What if I told you that in one of the world's most advanced and developed economies, the price of rice, the most basic, humble daily staple, is now beyond the reach of ordinary people? In Japan, people are starting to panic, not over tech, not over fuel, but over rice. Shelves are emptying, prices are soaring, and even convenience store brands are vanishing. Yes, Japan is facing a full-blown rice price crisis. What's shocking is that it's not due to war, not due to drought, and not even due to a sudden shortage. It's a complex web of inflation, outdated farming policies, and a breakdown in consumer confidence. And if it can happen in Japan, it could happen anywhere. So stay with me as we dive deep into this economic storm, what's driving it, who it's affecting, and why the entire world should be paying attention. In recent months, the cost of rice in Japan has surged by as much as 25 to 30% in many places. Core inflation, which excludes fresh food, has risen to 3.7%, its highest level since January 2023. But rice, a symbolic and cultural pillar of Japanese society, is becoming one of the fastest rising grocery items. While most people expect tech gadgets or luxury items to fluctuate in price, no one expected a simple 5-kilo bag of rice to become a source of national anxiety. Let's break it down. The Japanese government, for years, has implemented a system of subsidies and quotas to manage rice production. Farmers have actually been paid not to grow rice in an effort to keep production in check and prices relatively stable. But in today's climate, both economic and social, this system is starting to crack. Rice production has not kept up with actual demand, especially with shifts in export policies, higher input costs, and changing consumption trends. The average rice farmer in Japan is about 67 years old. Most of the farms are small, family-owned operations. With younger generations moving away from agriculture and into cities, there's little incentive or support to modernize or scale up rice farming. This lack of productivity is now colliding with growing demand and consumer panic. As inflation affects energy, transport, and packaging costs, retailers are forced to pass those increases to consumers. But for an essential like rice, the result is far more emotional. Across Reddit and Twitter, users are posting images of empty shelves and price tags that seem surreal. Some say they've resorted to cutting back on rice consumption. Others say they're switching to noodles or bread. Memes are circulating with rice being treated like gold bars. A few even joke that ramen is now the only affordable option left. But underneath the humor is a real fear. If Japan can't keep its most basic food affordable, what does it say about its economic resilience? Consumers aren't just concerned about food prices. They're feeling betrayed by a system they thought was built to protect them. They point fingers at outdated government policies, inefficient supply chains, and slow innovation in agriculture. The criticism is loud, clear, and growing. People are starting to question the logic of subsidies that reward farmers for not producing. Why should a nation rich in agricultural land be experiencing food anxiety? The ripple effects go beyond just dinner tables. Restaurants and food businesses are also hit hard. Menu prices are rising. Some eateries are shrinking portion sizes or temporarily dropping rice-based items. Small businesses, already recovering from pandemic-era challenges, are finding themselves in a fresh crisis. And here's the kicker. This is not just about Japan. Rice is the most widely consumed staple across Asia. What's happening in Japan is a signal to the entire region. Countries like India, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines should take note. Because inflation doesn't recognize borders. And if one of the most technologically advanced and organized agricultural economies can face a rice shortage, others could be next. We also can't ignore how public trust is being tested. In a country where social order and calm are the norm, panic buying is back. Not for luxury items or electronics, but for rice. This shows how quickly confidence in the market can erode, even with a relatively small supply disruption. When people believe that prices will only rise tomorrow, they rush to buy everything today. That self-fulfilling cycle then drives shortages even further. What can be done? First, Japan needs to seriously reconsider its agricultural policies. Supporting farmers is essential, but supporting them to not grow food in today's environment is short-sighted. Secondly, there must be incentives for farm modernization, consolidation, and the adoption of new agri-tech. The use of robotics, AI-driven irrigation, and vertical farming methods could revolutionize productivity. Third, supply chains must be restructured for resilience. This includes better storage, transportation, and distribution networks that prevent panic from turning into real scarcity. Lastly, Japan might need to rethink its trade policies around rice, whether to diversify imports or strengthen domestic reserves. This crisis is more than just a moment, it's a warning. The world is entering an age where basic food items are no longer guaranteed to be affordable or accessible, even in wealthy countries. We're already seeing similar trends in wheat, cooking oil, and vegetables across Europe and Asia. And rice, the symbol of food security for half the planet, is now on that list. Japan's situation teaches us a crucial lesson. Food security in the 21st century is not about producing more. It's about producing smartly, sustainably, and in systems designed to survive shocks, be it economic, climatic, or political. If you're watching this and wondering how it impacts you, just remember this. Every country has its own version of rice. Maybe for you, it's wheat, or maize, or potatoes. The moment those items become volatile, the ripple effects reach every part of the economy, from your meals to your wallet. This isn't just about food. It's about inflation. It's about policy inertia. And it's about how governments respond, or fail to respond, to changing times. So let's stay informed. Let's ask better questions. Let's demand better systems. And let's not wait until our own shelves are empty to act. If you found this video insightful, if it helped you understand the real story behind the headlines, then please consider subscribing to this channel. GeoPulse Daily. We break down global issues, economic shifts, political strategies, and much more with the clarity and honesty that mainstream coverage often lacks. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Japan's agricultural model is outdated? Should other countries take notes from this crisis?